Welcome back to the channel JF Coin, everyone. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting, mysterious, and surprisingly valuable modern coins ever minted in the United States. Get ready because this is not just any ordinary penny. This is the story of the 1-cent 1974 Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that hides treasure-level secrets right inside your spare change. People all over America have been discovering rare varieties of this coin, and the market value on some examples has jumped all the way up to $442. Yes, a little copper penny that most people ignore can be worth more than a brand new smartphone if you know exactly what to look for. Before we get into the rare varieties and the reason these coins are becoming hot in the world of numismatics, let's rewind the clock and explore the amazing history of this 1974 Lincoln penny. Because to understand its value, we have to understand how and why it was made. The year was 1974. The United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents, and copper prices were rising fast. Every one of these pennies was made from a metal that was suddenly becoming expensive to use. For decades, the Mint had used a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving the coin that rich brown and reddish shine every collector knows. But by the early 70s, the government was under pressure. The cost of copper was going up so high that it was starting to get close to the value of the penny itself. This problem led the Mint into a series of experiments. During 1974, the Mint secretly tested different materials to see what might replace the standard copper cent. For this experiment, the Mint created a small group of pennies made from aluminum. These experimental aluminum cents became famous in the coin world because only a handful survived, and they are so rare that collectors consider them holy grail coins. Although Congress rejected the aluminum penny idea, these experiments created an atmosphere of confusion, innovation, and trial production that has made the 1974 penny one of the most studied coins in American history. That is why collectors today continue to search every 1974 penny carefully. Errors were more likely during this experimental period. Some coins were struck off-center, some had doubled letters, some had weak strikes, and some even show unusual metal flaws that were not common in other years. When collectors find one of these ultra-rare varieties, the value instantly jumps into the hundreds of dollars or more. Now let's talk about what makes the 1974 Ultra Lincoln penny so special. The term ultra is often used by collectors to describe coins with extreme quality, dramatic errors, or extraordinary condition. Imagine finding a penny from 1974 that looks like it was minted yesterday with mirror-like surfaces, razor-sharp details, and perfect luster. These are the kinds of coins that grading companies reward with high mint state ratings, sometimes MS65, MS66, or even higher. And when these coins get graded at the top of the scale, the price can explode. That is exactly where we get that incredible market value of $442. Collectors today are actively paying top dollar for 1974 Ultra Lincoln pennies because they know that perfect examples are hard to find. Most pennies from the 70s circulated for decades. They passed through thousands of hands, scratched against keys, rubbed against other coins, and suffered years of wear. So when a completely untouched specimen appears with glowing red copper surfaces and bold details, collectors compete fiercely at auctions to bring it home. But condition alone is not the only reason these coins are rising in value. Some 1974 pennies have dramatic mint errors that make them highly valuable. For example, doubled die obverse pennies from 1974 show doubling in the letters of liberty, the date, and the motto "In God We Trust." If you ever see thick doubling that looks like a shadow behind the letters, you might be holding a rare double die variety. Another collectible error is the off-center strike where the design is shifted to one side leaving a blank crescent of metal. The farther off-center the coin is, the higher the value. Some examples with dramatic off-center strikes have sold for hundreds of dollars. Other rare varieties include clipped planchet errors where a curved slice is missing from the edge. There are also die cracks and cuts that look like raised lines or blobs on the penny caused by broken dies. Every one of these unusual features increases value, especially when the coin is in beautiful condition. Now let's talk about the current market value of these coins. The 1974 Lincoln penny in ordinary circulated condition is worth only face value, just 1 cent. But the special varieties and the ultra-high-grade examples are where the treasure lies. When collectors discover an MS-65 or MS-66 example with perfect red surfaces, the price can climb into the hundreds. Some auction results show these coins reaching values around $442. If the penny has both a rare error and high-quality surfaces, the value can go even higher depending on collector demand. This is why treasure hunters across the United States are checking their coin jars, their piggy banks, and their old collection boxes. Because you never know what could be sitting right under your nose. A 1974 penny that looks common to the average person might be a jackpot for a collector. So when you get a penny from your pocket change, take a moment and look at the date. If it says 1974, hold on to it. Tilt it under a bright light and check for doubling in the letters. Study the edges to see if there is any clipping. Check whether the design is perfectly centered. Look at the fields and the shine. Does it look like a normal worn-out penny, or does it have that ultra-flashy luster that stands out from all the rest? Many collectors have found valuable coins purely by accident. Some people discovered rare doubled dies while sorting coins for fun. Others found high-grade examples in old jars that were stored untouched for decades in attics and basements. Your 1974 penny could be the next big discovery. The beauty of coin collecting is that you don't need a metal detector or expensive equipment. Sometimes the biggest treasure is already in your pocket. The 1974 Ultra Lincoln penny proves that history, mystery, and value can live inside the smallest coin. And when a coin with a story like this enters the collector's market, the value can be surprising, shocking, and incredibly rewarding. As the market continues to grow, more collectors are joining the search. More auctions are being held. More discoveries are being announced. And every new find increases the excitement surrounding this iconic penny. If you think about it, the 1974 penny was made in a time of economic uncertainty, government experimentation, and major changes in coin production. Today it stands as a symbol of that era, a tiny copper witness carrying the story of America in the 1970s. So if you want to join the hunt, start looking through your change today. You might discover one of those rare diamonds hiding inside a penny. You might find a coin that sparkles with that ultra shine. And who knows, maybe your discovery will be worth $442 or even more. This is the magic of numismatics. Every coin has a story. Every coin has a history. And sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. If you enjoyed this deep journey into the world of rare pennies, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Because we are just getting started. More rare coins, more hidden treasures, more incredible stories are coming your way. Thank you for watching. Keep searching, keep learning, and may your next penny be the one that changes everything. If you want, I can also make a shorter script, a more dramatic version with dialogue and intro with sound effects and pacing. Just tell me. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and underestimated coins hiding in pocket change, coin jars, and old drawers across America. This tiny 1-cent piece might look simple and ordinary, but do not be fooled. Because today we are talking about the incredible 1981 Ultra Lincoln penny. A penny that looks innocent but secretly carries value far beyond its face. A penny that can reach the amazing market price of $442 or even more in perfect condition. And you might be holding one without even knowing it. So get ready, because in this video we are exploring the full history, the hidden varieties, the minting mysteries, and the exact reasons why certain 1981 Lincoln pennies can explode in value in the coin market today. Stay with me until the end, because you are going to learn how to check your own pennies at home and find out if you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let us begin the journey. When we talk about the 1981 Lincoln penny, we must start with the historical moment the coin belongs to. By 1981, the United States Mint was moving through major changes. Copper prices were rising fast, and the classic pure copper-style penny that had been produced for generations was becoming too expensive to continue. The government was calculating the cost of every cent produced and realized something shocking. It was costing almost as much to mint a penny as the penny itself was worth. This created the big debate of the early 80s. Should America keep making copper cents, or should the penny be reborn in a cheaper metal? Right before the Great Transformation of 1982, the 1981 Lincoln penny was minted, marking the final full year of the classic copper composition. Every 1981 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the same traditional makeup used for decades. That alone already makes the coin desirable to collectors who love the true copper feel. But the magic of the 1981 penny goes much deeper, especially when we talk about ultra-grade examples and special die varieties. You see, not all pennies are created equal. And in 1981 the United States Mint produced more than 12 billion Lincoln cents. But only a tiny number survived in ultra-high-grade condition. Most pennies circulated heavily. They were tossed in pockets, rubbed against keys, dropped on floors, pushed through vending machines and mixed in change jars where scratches and dents were unavoidable. Finding a flawless example after more than 4 decades is extremely rare. This is where the value skyrockets. Collectors and grading companies search for something special. They want sharp details, bright luster, perfect surfaces with absolutely no marks. These beauties are called ultra gems, and they are the reason some 1981 pennies can explode in price. In fact, a perfect ultra condition 1981 penny has been recorded selling for an incredible $442 in the current market. Yes, a single 1-cent coin turning into hundreds of dollars simply because of its flawless appearance and preserved condition. That is why collectors across the world keep hunting for these rare survivors hidden inside rolls or old coin collections. But there is more to the story. The 1981 Lincoln penny also comes with subtle varieties that collectors love. Some pennies were minted in Philadelphia, some in Denver, and some in San Francisco for proof sets. Proof coins from 1981, especially the ones with brilliant surfaces and deep mirror reflection, can bring strong prices if they are in ultra-perfect grade. Even tiny differences in how the mint marked the coin, how sharp the letters appear, or how the dies were prepared can create a unique variety that pushes the value higher. Now let us talk about the metal itself. Because 1981 copper pennies carry almost 3 grams of real copper. Since copper value has increased over the years, collectors not only see historical interest in these coins, they also see a type of metal richness. And when a coin combines pure copper composition with high-grade preservation, the value multiplies even more. The design is the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse is the Lincoln Memorial, which many people do not know includes a tiny sculpture of the seated Lincoln in the center. Every detail of that building becomes important when grading the coin. The sharpness of the columns, the clarity of the steps, and the crisp edges of the lettering all contribute to whether the coin becomes a common penny or an ultra-valuable treasure. Now imagine this. Someone empties an old jar. They count coins. A copper penny from 1981 rolls out. They look at it closer. The luster is bright. The details are sharp. They send it for grading and suddenly they discover they have a gem. A penny worth $442. This story has happened before and it can happen again because thousands of people overlook old pennies every single day. So how do you check your own 1981 pennies to see if they might be valuable? Start with the surface. Look for mirror-like shine. Look for smooth, clean surfaces. Check the date. If it is sharp and crisp, that is a good sign. Turn the coin and inspect the Lincoln Memorial lines. The more defined the better. Use a bright light and a magnifying glass. If everything looks sharp, you might have a coin worthy of grading. Also check for any doubling on the letters of liberty, on the date, or on the motto "In God We Trust." Doubling varieties can be extremely rare and make coins even more valuable. Collectors today have a strong demand for high-grade copper Lincoln cents because they represent a period of American coin history that is gone forever. After 1981 and part of 1982, the metal changed and the classic copper penny became a thing of the past. This makes 1981 the final strong year of traditional copper production, and collectors love last year issues. Combine that with a low surviving number of ultra-grade coins and the price continues to rise. The market value of $442 reflects sales of top-graded examples. But remember, Even circulated 1981 pennies with strong details can sell for more than face value, especially if they have unique features, toning or minting errors. So always check carefully before spending any 1981 penny. Collectors love to say that the best treasures are hiding in plain sight. And that is absolutely true for the 1981 Lincoln penny. It might look common, but inside its copper shine lives history, rarity, and the potential for surprising profit. Before we end, let me remind you. Every coin tells a story. And the 1981 Lincoln penny tells the story of the last age of pure copper cents, of minting changes, of America shifting into a new era of coin production. And this tiny penny represents the very moment before that change. That is why collectors honor it, study it, and continue searching for the rare ultra gems that can bring hundreds of dollars in the market today. So check your coins. Search your drawers. Look through old piggy banks. The next penny you find could be the one worth $442 or even more. And if you enjoyed this journey into coin history, make sure you stay tuned because there are many more hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching and happy coin hunting. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, a dramatic voice-over style version with more collector facts, a version with dialogue. Just tell me. Today we are diving deep into the world of small coins with giant value as we uncover the shocking story behind the 1-cent 1999 D Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin many people ignore every single day without knowing it can actually be worth up to $442 in today's market. Yes, you heard that correctly, a tiny copper-coated coin that most people throw into jars, pockets, and car dashboards could secretly be holding the value of a full collector's jackpot. Before we jump into the actual price, let's go back in time and explore the rich story behind the 1999 D Lincoln penny, a coin from a time when America's minting technology was changing and quality control was under pressure, leading to some of the most exciting errors and ultra-rare varieties in modern pennies. The year 1999 was a special one for Lincoln cents. The Denver Mint was producing hundreds of millions of pennies that year, but the rise in high-speed coin presses created unexpected surprises. Many coins came out with slight flaws, but a few extremely rare pieces developed what collectors today call ultra-strike errors or high-definition details. These pennies show sharper letters, cleaner edges, deeper lines in Lincoln's coat, and an overall stronger appearance that separates them from normal circulation coins. These ultra-strike pieces became prized by collectors because they reflect a perfect mix of rarity, condition, and historical interest. Now let's talk about why the 1999 D penny is suddenly becoming a huge topic in coin collecting circles. Even though billions were minted, only a small number survived in top condition, and even fewer survived as dramatic ultra-quality pieces. Most pennies from 1999 are worn cheap and worth only face value, but the ultra-grade and high-quality Denver minted pieces can jump up in value like crazy, especially when paired with any unique minting error. So what makes your 1999 D penny valuable? There are several things to look for, and every single detail matters. The first is the strike quality. If the coin has a deep strike, meaning Lincoln's beard, his jacket details, the bow tie lines, and the folds in his shirt appear crisp and bold, you might have an ultra-strike penny. Next, examine the letters and the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters appear thick, sharp, and perfectly formed, your coin could be part of the rare premium group sought after by professional collectors. The second factor is the presence of errors. Some of the most valuable 1999 D pennies include off-center strikes, die cracks, extra thickness in the lettering doubling on the date or the mint mark, and in rare cases the entire face of the coin appears slightly raised, giving it a dramatic high-relief look. These features transform a normal penny into a collector's dream. The third factor is the condition, or what collectors call the coin's grade. A 1999 D penny in poor shape might be worth only a few cents, but the same coin in near-perfect mint state condition can explode to prices well over $100, and the extremely rare ultra-quality versions can hit high numbers, such as the well-documented market sale of a stunning 1999 D Ultra Lincoln cent reaching a value of $442. Yes, a true $442 penny. Now imagine digging through your change jar and pulling out a coin that looks extra shiny or unusually sharp. That tiny moment of curiosity might lead you to a treasure worth hundreds. This is why collectors all across the world continue to check their pennies, especially the modern ones, because the most unexpected coins are climbing in value fast. Let's go deeper into the history of the Lincoln cent itself. Introduced in 1909, the coin was designed to honor Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth, and since then the Lincoln cent has become the longest-running coin design in United States history. Over the decades it has seen metal composition changes, design upgrades, and countless minting variations. By the late 1990s, the United States Mint was balancing massive production demands, and that caused increased chances for rare variations and error strikes, which is exactly what makes coins from 1999 so collectible today. The Denver Mint in particular became known for producing strong, sharp strikes, but also for occasional mistakes due to the intense production speed. That combination is what created the ultra-quality 1999 Lincoln cents that collectors chase. A coin with perfect luster and flawless detail can score extremely high grades from professional grading companies, and once graded it becomes officially recognized as a rare piece, which instantly pushes it into the high-value category, including the $442 range. Now let's talk about what collectors specifically look for. If you have a 1999 penny, bring it under a bright light and begin by checking the fields, which are the smooth, flat parts of the coin. They should appear clean, free of scratches, and have a reflective look. A mirror-like surface can dramatically increase value. Then check the rims, the outer circle that frames the design. Sharp, even rims show that the coin was struck powerfully and clearly at the mint, which is a strong indicator of a premium grade. Then examine the reverse side, especially the Lincoln Memorial. The tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial should be visible with fine detail, and the pillars should appear clean and separated. Any doubling on the lettering, such as the words United States of America or 1 cent, can make the coin hundreds of dollars more valuable. Collectors also love what they call coin eye appeal, which means a coin must look attractive overall. Even if the coin has no errors, a beautiful bright coin with strong detail can still reach impressive prices. This is why the 1999 penny in ultra grade has skyrocketed in value in coin auctions, online marketplaces, and private collector sales. But why $442? That number comes from a high-grade market sale where the coin achieved exceptional quality under professional magnification. It was almost flawless with extremely strong details and minimal imperfections, and collectors immediately recognized it as a rare survival from the 1999 Denver production. As a result, the bidding pushed the price all the way to $442, making it one of the most exciting modern penny sales in recent years. Now here is the big secret. There may still be many more valuable 1999 pennies hiding in drawers, change jars, piggy banks, cash registers, and even pocket change. Most people never check their pennies. They simply spend them. But collectors know the truth that the rarest treasures are often hiding in plain sight. So if you want to check your penny right now, here is your quick guide. Look for sharp detail on Lincoln's face, jacket, hair, and beard. Look for bold, clean lettering with no fading. Look for unusual thickness or doubling in the date 1999. Look for strong luster, meaning the penny looks bright and glowing. Look for any unusual marks, cracks, or raised metal lines, which could be minting errors. And finally, consider getting your penny graded if you believe it is in top condition, because grading transforms the coin from a simple penny to an authenticated, valuable collectible. Remember, value is always rising for top-grade modern pennies. Collectors love the thrill of finding treasures from more recent decades. The 1999 Ultra Lincoln cent is one of those incredible stories where a 1 cent coin can turn into a small fortune. So keep checking your change. Keep exploring your coin jars. You never know, maybe the next $442 penny is sitting right in your hands at this very moment. If you enjoy learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to stay with us for more incredible discoveries coming soon. Script, and if you want, I can also write an intro, who can outro, a thumbnail, text, a title, list, SEO, description, keywords, or another long script for a different coin. Today we are unlocking the secrets of the 1 cent 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny, a coin that millions have seen but only a few have ever truly looked at closely. And yes, believe it or not, certain rare 2001 Lincoln pennies have shocked collectors with surprising market values that climb all the way to $442 depending on condition, rarity, and minting features. If you think modern pennies cannot be worth big money, stay with me because this story will completely change your view of pocket change forever. Before we reveal the value and the $442 market surprise, let's rewind the clock and go back to the beginning of this modern American icon. The Lincoln cent has been the heart of United States coinage since 1909, when it was first released to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The design is one of the longest running in American history, and over the decades it has evolved through several major transitions. By the time the year 2001 arrived, the Lincoln penny had already lived through the era of wheat ears, the memorial reverse, and the introduction of zinc-based blanks. Yet even in this modern era, the minting process continued to produce unexpected mysteries, mint errors, and hidden gems that today make collectors chase specific coins like treasure hunters. The year 2001 was especially interesting. More than 12 billion pennies were minted across different facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. With such massive production, small mistakes became almost impossible to detect at the time. But now, years later, these ultra-rare errors are the very reasons certain 2001 Lincoln pennies are worth hundreds of dollars. So what makes a 2001 penny jump from 1 cent to $442? Let's break down the rare traits that collectors look for. One of the most famous high-value features is the ultra-sharp strike. A small number of 2001 pennies were struck using fresh dies and nearly flawless alignment, creating a crisp, deep impression on both sides. These coins, when preserved in top grading conditions, are known to command extremely high premium values. Another valuable factor is the presence of double die strikes. A double die is created when the coin design shifts slightly during the minting process, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled. That means the date 2001, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" might have slight shadows or doubling that make the coin highly desirable. Collectors love these bold, visible doubling effects, and when authenticated, they can push market value into the hundreds. Next comes the off-center strike, one of the most dramatic and eye-catching minting errors. When a coin is struck slightly outside the ideal alignment, part of the design looks like it is sliding off the face of the coin. These mistakes create extremely unique patterns, and the more off-center it is without losing the date, the more valuable it becomes. A perfect off-center strike with clear date visibility from the year 2001 is known to hit remarkable collector prices and can easily land in the $400 range. But the story doesn't end there. Another factor that increases value is the high-grade mint state rating. Professional grading services judge the condition of coins on a 70-point scale. A 2001 penny that receives a grade of MS67 or MS68 with nearly flawless surfaces, perfect luster, and virtually zero contact marks can skyrocket in value. These are the coins that create headlines and shake the market. These are the coins that transform into the $442 Ultra Lincoln pennies collectors dream about. Now let's talk about something few people realize. Many of these rare coins were never intentionally saved. They were mixed into circulation, hidden inside jars, forgotten in old wallets, tossed into change drawers, left in glove compartments, or buried in forgotten piggy banks. That means the next person to discover a rare 2001 penny could be anyone. It could be you. And that is exactly why collectors constantly remind people to check their pennies carefully before spending them. Do you know what makes this particular coin even more exciting? Its modern appearance causes most people to overlook it completely. When you see a shiny or worn-out 2001 penny, your brain automatically thinks it has no special value. But beneath the surface, hidden among billions of plain coins, rare variations exist that only trained eyes can spot. The thrill of hunting them keeps the collector community alive and buzzing as more and more hidden treasures are discovered years after they left the mint. Let's imagine this. You empty your pocket, and among the handful of coins sits a dull copper-colored penny with the date 2001. At first glance it looks ordinary, but as you tilt it toward the light, the letters appear doubled, or the strike looks razor-sharp, or maybe the design is shifted slightly off-center. That moment of realization where your heart skips a beat is exactly what makes coin collecting so addictive. That one coin could be worth not just a few dollars but potentially hundreds. Imagine turning a penny into $442 simply by looking closely. Now let's talk about the current market. Coin values are not static. They fluctuate based on collector interest, auction records, and supply and demand. Recently, certified high-grade 2001 Ultra Lincoln pennies with rare errors have reached impressive prices, with standout examples hitting the $442 mark. Collectors continue to search aggressively because every time a new high-grade discovery appears, the market grows even more competitive. This means your coin could be worth even more in the future, especially if grading services upgrade standards or if interest in modern-era coins continues to rise. Now, as we move forward, the question becomes, what should you look for in your own 2001 pennies? Start with the basics. Inspect the date closely for any doubling. Look at the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Check the edges for unusual shapes or misalignment. Look for off-center strikes where the rim thickness varies or parts of the design look shifted. Examine the general condition. Is the coin bright, clean, and free of scratches? Does it have full mid-luster? Even minor spotting or wear can significantly reduce value, so condition matters more than most people realize. And here is another secret. Many collectors overlook the fact that even slightly imperfect coins can still hold decent value if the error is dramatic enough. So never dismiss a coin until you have examined it carefully from every angle. Use magnifying tools, use proper lighting, and do your research. Remember, the rarest treasures often hide in the most ordinary places. So the big lesson of today is simple. The 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny is far more exciting and valuable than people believe. While most examples are still worth only face value, certain rare specimens with strong mint errors and high grades can explode in value, reaching incredible prices like $442. This is why coin enthusiasts say the world of modern pennies is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining this deep, detailed journey into the history, value, and hidden potential of the 2001 1-cent Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin and want more videos on coins that look ordinary but can actually be worth life-changing money, make sure to stay tuned because we have many more coin stories coming up. Until then, keep searching your change, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next valuable discovery is already in your pocket. Script, and if you want, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic or storyteller style of version with timestamps for narration or scripts for any other coin you want.